All right. Welcome to the East Clinton Sports Show. Here we're live at Charlie's Place in Sabina, Ohio, and I want to welcome in my co-host this evening. He's no stranger to most people with East Clinton Athletics. He is Steve Sodini, and Steve, you not only coach some football and track, well, you do some other things around East Clinton too.
Well, yeah, I'm a teacher at the middle school,
Yep.
and along with coaching football and track, just being a part of the winter athletics as well, and supporting the guys and the girls who are working hard every day in the gym,
Yep.
and the wrestlers. Back home, I went to East Clinton. 2008 was when I graduated, and it's just wonderful to be back home teaching here and coaching here. So thanks for having me tonight.
Well, I'm so glad you're here, and we've got a lot of guests to get to, but we want to thank Charlie's Place here in Sabina for their hospitality, and they've got a lot of great specials going on right now. An extra large pizza. Let me see if I can find it here on my thing. All right, an extra large one-topping pizza, breadsticks, and a 2-liter of pop for $17.50. Now that sounds like a party to me.
That's dinner. That's when I'm cooking. The nights
That's
that I
right.
get to cook.
When it's your turn to cook, I know how that works. Yeah, and they've got some other specials we'll talk about later on. But I'm going to let you interview our first guest tonight. He's no stranger to East Clinton either.
All right, thank you very much. And tonight, like Lee said, we have Coach Gerber here, Stephen Gerber, the girls varsity basketball coach. And we're going to ask him a few questions. We'll get some of the players up here and talk to them as well, and just kind of see how things are going with them. And let's get started. I'm going to hand you that mic.
All right.
Well, Coach, it's great to have you here tonight. We're very glad that you came out, and hopefully you get some good food here from Charlie's, good company. The house is full tonight. That's good to see. But, Coach, why don't you just kind of start out by just giving us a little explanation about your team and your style and what you see from the girls day in and day out, and just kind of a summary of what you guys are all about.
First off, thanks for having us here. A couple times we did this early on. Right before the season started with Lee, and he did a game of ours here a couple weeks ago. So it's good to be here. It's good to get an opportunity to kind of promote our program. It's something new that the school's never had. So in terms of our season, it's been a battle all year. But the best part about it is being able to work with these kids. Every day they show up and they work hard. I mean, it's constant. And, we got kids staying over, we got kids working extra, and that's awesome. And for as tough a season it's been, they've done a great job of staying positive and trying to stay involved in it. And they've really, really grown, in terms of not just basketball players, but people. Early on, when it really started off, we were pretty sluggish and struggling a little bit, and they've gotten better with that, and they've kind of learned how to deal with some adversity throughout the year.
That's wonderful, and with a tough season like that, you kind of have to look back at it and just realize that you work hard, you give it your all, and you have fun as you go, but also learn those life lessons, like you said. Could you highlight any moments in the season that are going to stand out and you'll kind of remember forever with this season?
The biggest things, these kids, like I said, with their work ethic, but we've had some close games. Dina early on. We were up at halftime a little bit and struggled in the second half. They come back. Probably the biggest one was the county tournament. We were down 9 to Blanchester, going 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and these kids fought all the way back and tied it up, sending it overtime, and Blanchester decided to get hot from the free throw line, and that kind of cost us. But those are two big highlights that I'll kind of take away from this, and we've got about 6 more games, so I'm hoping we make some more highlights.
Yeah, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Do you have anything, Coach, that you kind of tell your girls day in and day out that you hope that they kind of take with them as they leave the program? Any kind of advice, whether that be about basketball or about life, anything that you really want to instill in them before they head out into the world?
The biggest thing we've talked about is, the controllables, your attitude and your effort, whether it's on the basketball court, whether it's in the classroom or your job. And we've really kind of harped on that a lot. And we've talked about the work ethic, and I couldn't be prouder of the way they've stayed positive throughout this. One of the biggest keys has been how they've dealt with the adversity of a struggling season. You know, they've had multiple opportunities where they could have folded and just kind of gone away, but they continue to battle. So I hope at least when they walk out of here, they've learned they're better people, and they go on and be successful. And I know every one of them, you know, these groups sitting here tonight and the rest of the seniors graduating are going to be very successful as they go on.
That's wonderful. And you are definitely have been around the community, and you grew up here and been around here for a very long time. So what does it mean to you to be an East Clinton Astro, to be a coach at East Clinton?
To be honest, it means everything. I grew up here, like you said, been here my entire life, grew up 10 minutes down the road from here. You know, played sports throughout high school and did all that, was involved in the athletic program, and come back and, you know, I never expected to get this position, you know, when we started out, just come back as JV coach, and luckily for me it worked out, and I get the chance to work with an awesome group of kids every day, and it couldn't mean more to me to be a part of it.
That's wonderful. Well, this is Coach Gerber once again, and we look forward to seeing the last few games that they have this season. And thank you for coming up. Thank you for sharing everything that you have shared with the girls and with your team. And thank you for sharing your season with us. And we're just really happy to have you here. And I think we're going to get some of the girls up and talk to them for a little bit.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Have fun dealing with this group.
I don't know if that's going to happen. When's your next game?
Tomorrow night, Miami Trace.
At Miami Trace?
Where is it?
No, it's actually home.
At home. Okay. No, you guys can all three come up here. If that's the way you'd like to do it. We've got Hannah Barnes, Maria Bonds, Stephanie Havermill. They're going to be coming up, and we're going to ask them a few questions. Just so you know, Coach Gerber filled me in that tomorrow night the girls are going to be playing against Miami Trace at East Clinton. So if you can make it out to that.
One of you get down here for one.
Oh, here, I'll scoot down one seat.
All right, there you go.
That'll work. Don't sit on Lee's phone. You guys are going to have to pass that around. You got all kinds of teamwork, though, so that'll be okay. Won't it?
Oh.
All right. That's mine, sorry.
Oh.
If you guys could just start out and introduce yourself, tell us, I assume you're all seniors, so tell us what grade you're in, tell us what position you play, and then you can pass the mic right down and we'll get started.
I'm Maria Bond, and I'm a senior, and I play guard or wing.
My name is Hannah Barnes, and I'm also a senior, and I also play a guard and a wing.
I'm Stephanie Habermill, and I basically play all around.
That's versatile. Good way to be. Why don't you guys just, whoever wants to start, be brave, step up to the mic, and tell me maybe one of your favorite moments from this season, whether that's on the court, at practice, anything. What comes to mind?
For me personally, getting to go back to play the Washington Courthouse game, I've been out from an injury all year, so I got to go back and play my first game this year. So
That's great.
For me, it was probably our second Blanchester game. I played really well, and it was hard because we still got beat, but it was one of the better games for me.
Mine was probably the first time we played Blanchester in the county tournament, just because we fought really hard and we came back in the fourth quarter, and even though we lost, we still did a really good job.
Maria, why don't you tell me a little bit about what basketball has meant to you and what you've learned from playing basketball, or maybe even from Coach Gerber?
I've just learned to always stay positive, even when things are going not really your way, and just that it means a lot to have friends and to be nice to your teammates, and that they're always there for you.
Sounds good. Thank you. Hannah, what do you think you'll miss the most about playing basketball?
I'm definitely going to miss being with my teammates. I'm going to miss the younger girls on the team are a lot of fun, and I'm good friends with all of them. And I'm definitely just going to miss playing the most, though, because basketball means a lot to me.
And Stephanie, what does it mean to you to be an Astro? We talked a little bit about with Coach Gerber about, he's very proud. It means a lot to be an Astro. What does it mean to you to be an Astro?
It means a lot. I mean, I've grown up here my whole life, so I wouldn't want to go to any other school. I mean, we don't always have the best school spirit, but when you're with the best group of people you can be, it's pretty fun.
And I'd like to hear from all three of you, if you guys wouldn't mind, to maybe give some advice to the underclassmen, the freshmen and sophomores that you see play on the JV team, and what would you like to see them do and achieve in their future?
I would say just work hard. Hard work pays off. You if you're putting in the time and the effort, it's going to show off.
Like Steph said, I would just tell them to work hard and stay positive. There's a world and a great amount of potential in the younger group, and I think they could be really good if they keep working at it and stays positive.
I'd say just keep working like they did and go to the summer stuff because that stuff really does help, and just stay positive because they have a lot of potential.
Now, I know that this year the numbers have been a little bit down on the girls' basketball team. Is there anything that you guys are doing or even the underclassmen are doing to try to promote your team and get more girls to join the team next year? I know that you still got 6 games left. You got a lot of your season left to go, but what kinds of things are you guys doing and the rest of the team doing to maybe think a little bit about this summer and next year?
I just think that we're all trying to stay really positive and make sure everyone knows how much fun it is to be on the team and how much of a good time we all have together, and that like if you join the team you're going to learn a lot, and I just think that more people will come out.
Do either of you have anything to add to that, or does that sound good to you? All right. Now, this is your one chance you might ever have this opportunity in front of a platform and audience like this. Do you have any advice or comments for Coach Gerber that you would like everybody tuning in tonight to know?
Just don't get so mad.
I would recommend you get some Just for Men, or he's going to be gray by the time I graduate.
Ouch.
And just keep your cool. He's done a lot better this year, but sometimes he's still.
He says they forget that they have practice coming up, so. A smart one. There we
That
go.
was kind of hard to go off what Hannah said. That was pretty good advice, but.
Well, how about I'll let you answer this one. What have you learned from Coach Gerber that you know you'll take with you the rest of your life?
I would say that no matter like what hardships we face, that this is going to pay off eventually down the line. Like the adversity that we're facing this year, the season hasn't gone exactly how we've wanted, but we're getting through it, and it's going to pay off later in life when we're faced in real life situations with stuff that's going on.
It's very great advice. So you get to be the nice one now. Those two said mean comments about him, and you're the one that's speaking him up. Yeah, and they're going to have practice and have some running for that. If anybody would like to share, we'd also like to know maybe what your plans are for after you graduate. If you're not sure, you don't want to share, feel free to pass the mic. But do any of you have plans for next year?
I'll most likely be attending Wright State University and majoring in biological sciences for pre-med.
Great.
I'm going to be attending the University of Kentucky, majoring in animal sciences, and eventually become a veterinarian.
Great.
I'm undecided, so that also means I might possibly be living in my parents' basement.
Good deal. Is there enough room for someone else to move in? Maria's my cousin, so that's my aunt and uncle's house. So I've seen the basement. I might crash there as well.
Got a TV, that's all you really need.
There you go. Perfect. Well, girls, thank you so much, and we wish you the best of luck in your last games, and we hope to see some Astro victories, and we will all be out cheering you guys on tomorrow night against Miami Trace. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Are you coming in on that side?
Well, that was interesting. Those girls had a lot of great comments.
Yeah, I think when you have a coach like Coach Gerber, who's very passionate about the sport, passionate about East Clinton, it rubs off, and that's not hard to tell that he really cares about it. You can see him on the sidelines, see him in the community, and these girls really show that as well.
Yeah,
so hopefully
and it's a two-way street. He cares about them, they care about him.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
I didn't even have that question on my script. I kind of ad-libbed there. And
You ad-libbed.
they had
All
some
those notes, and you ad-libbed, huh? All right, good for
great
you.
comments there.
Good. Well, we've got parents here in the place, too, so we're glad they're here. And I don't think Maria's mom was thrilled about the idea of her living in the basement, but
No, not at all.
that'll be all right. That'll be all right.
Probably
They'll
like
work
to
that
kick
out.
Maria out and let me live down there.
Yeah, that might happen. You never know. But we do want to thank the folks here at Charlie's for their hospitality. They have a brand new pizza, and this is something you might want to try, or somebody out there might want to give it a try. It is a barbecue chicken pizza.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, and you can give that a try. You can give their specials a try. Just give them a call, 584-9632. I don't know whether they can deliver to Hawaii, and those folks in Hawaii may be listening or watching, but they'll try to work it out, and you can get your food delivered somewhere somehow from Charlie's Place. And which one of your favorite items on the menu?
Well, actually, Charlie's Place, I owe a great debt of gratitude to them. They were actually my first job in high school. When I was 16, I started delivering pizzas for Charlie, so I put in a lot of time in here. We were actually over at the other location on Howard Street.
Right.
I never got the privilege of working here, but my favorite pizza was always the chicken bacon ranch. I would take one home with me almost every time I worked. And the only downside to that is then my car and all my clothes smelled like pizza for about a week. So
yeah, undoubtedly.
I recommend trying out the chicken bacon ranch. It's delicious, and this is such a great place to be.
That sounds really great. My mother has been over here, and she undoubtedly will always order a Hawaiian pizza with pineapple on it and that sort of thing. And so that's her favorite. Basically, anything is my favorite when it comes to food, so I'm not too shy about that. But somehow, somewhere, some way, we've got to find somebody to take up the Astro Burger Challenge. I mean, it might even be Rick Phillips sitting over there. It might have to be him. We might go off the air. That would be go off the air because we're having an Astro Burger Challenge. So
we've got some of the boys players coming in here in the next few minutes. Maybe we could have one of the boys face off one of the girls basketball players.
Yeah, they're all pointing over here to each other.
I've also heard some suggestions of Coach Gerber and Coach Strieber.
Well, that's a good idea. And we also have one of the assistant coaches from the boys basketball team just walked in, too. We might have to get him in on the action. Who knows? We'll find somebody before it's over with. And we've got some boys coming in here shortly, and we'll have them on. And we do want to remind you that you can text your comments to us. If I could find my phone now. It's down there someplace. But you can text your comments on the show if you're enjoying the show, or if you have questions about anything, 937-527-2725. And if you wish to contribute to the East Clinton athletic program, why don't you give our AD, Jim Marsh, a call, and his number is 937-584-7450, and he'll work with you in any way to help you support East Clinton athletics. And of course, Charlie's Place is a great supporter of East Clinton athletics, and Amy is helping with the cheerleaders as well. And big news last night at the ball game. Coach Bill Raybeck won the Ford Explorer that the cheerleaders gave away. And what do you think about all that?
Give me a ride wherever I want to
Absolutely.
go. He's right down the street from me. I'll have him pick me up every
You
day
better
for
believe
school.
it. That was pretty cool. And he wasn't even there at the time. I think he was at a wrestling meet or somewhere. But that's pretty cool. Coach Raybeck won the Ford Explorer last night. So you can also chat with us on our chat room on gtvr.net as well. So Coach Strieber's not here, but I think we might have a basketball player or two over here. Come on. Yeah, we won't hurt you. Somebody, well, he's bigger than everybody else, but
on here.
He's red in the face. He's almost got that scarlet look on his face now.
That's right.
Well, I bet some of these Lady Astros could talk him into it. Come on. Well, if nothing else, I see.
If started.
Come on, Jeff, bring him over here. You can come. You can come over too.
I don't think.
Come on,
it's on
Coach.
film already.
I think we have a bunch of camera shy Astros here. Come on over, you guys. I'll get out of the way. Come on in, Coach. Does this look dangerous
Walk right
to you
in
or
the
what?
door, and then you get pulled onto the camera. How
Yeah.
about that?
All of our notes and everything just went out the window, so we're winging it now. So you're welcome to respond however you'd like.
Oh boy, that sounds dangerous.
Yeah, that does sound dangerous. And
Can I hand mine over?
well, yeah. Here, you take that one, and we can share this one.
Sure. Sounds good.
Okay.
Have you talked to all these people yet?
Not all of them. We talked to the girls, and
All the girls?
and Coach Gerber. So you're here, and Coach Strieber isn't. So you can just talk about the boys program.
Well, he is on his way.
He is on his
Yeah,
way.
I will save that for him because
Okay.
he can speak much better than I.
Well, you do help with the reserve team and maybe the freshman team.
I help with Scott with the varsity team and some with the reserve.
Right. Yeah, I see you at the
Yeah.
games. And
Yeah.
how long have you been doing that?
About 5 months now.
About 5 months.
Yeah.
You're kind of new to
Yeah,
it.
absolutely.
But you grew up an Astro like many of the rest of us.
I did, yes, many years ago.
We better tell folks your name. Go ahead and tell them your name.
My name's Jeff Luttrell.
That's right.
Yeah.
You got that? You
I
got that
I
right.
answered that one right.
All right. Well, you know as much about Astro sports probably as anybody, except for maybe Steve Sodini, but he's pretty smart.
He is a smart guy. I do know that.
Yeah.
I do know that.
Yeah. Do you have any questions for Coach Luttrell?
Sure.
I think my pizza's almost ready.
You just walked in.
we'll
Your
hurry
pizza's
then.
not ready yet. Coach, glad to have you on here. First of all, I've been asking this question all night, and what does it mean to you to be a coach at East Clinton? What does it mean to be an Astro to you?
Well, to be a coach, I'm not. I'm still trying to figure that out.
Figuring that
I mean,
out.
that's
That's all right.
it's new. Back when talked to Scott and decided to help him out with the coaching, and the kids started calling me coach. It was really weird. It was really weird. So I'm still trying to figure that out.
I'm going to
Keep talking, Coach.
Okay.
I'll get some rest of the scores. Hey,
So with it being so new, I don't know exactly how to.
what's going on?
I'll probably evaluate that here in about a
Right.
month afterwards, and
Yeah, the
and-
first student that calls you coach is always kind of weird, and then they never stop calling you coach. I haven't quite gotten used to it yet either.
The one really neat thing for me is that it seems like all the boys have right from the get-go accepted me as a coach, which is, I wasn't sure how that was going to go, but they've respected and just accepted me really well. So that's been a real blessing.
That's great. So what has your role become in practices? I know that Coach Strieber is obviously he's kind of running the show, but where do you fit in? Where do you help the guys? What's been your role?
Really just being involved with the drills and then seeing and helping Coach Strieber with just watching everybody in the drills and in the scrimmages, trying to assist him the best that I can in seeing different things. And when I played, I was more of a defensive guy, so I kind of like to watch that a little bit more than the offense. But anyway, we've got a pretty good relationship. I mean, we're open. I throw my opinions to him, and I understand that he's the authority, and so he bounces things off me, and I just share my opinions when I feel it's necessary. So it seems to for our relationship, it seems to be working. I wish we get some better results here this year, but the kids are working hard. They play hard. They have not given up in any games this year, and they just keep working hard. So, good group of kids, real good
Yeah,
group of kids.
and like you said, kind of maybe a season where you would have liked to seen some more wins. Like you said, the kids are fighting hard. But what would one takeaway be that you would have, and you would want the kids to kind of leave this season with?
Well, we've talked to them earlier on and just tried to display the character to the kids. Whether we win or lose, we want to have character. We want to persevere in tough times, and we want to be humble in all the times. Confident, humble, perseverance. So trying to teach them to be men of character is number one goal for me, I guess. So.
And that's must be nice as kind of the assistant. You have a lot of a little bit more extra time to make those connections and relationships and really instill those qualities onto some of those young men. So that's probably a great opportunity for you as well.
I'm still. It is. I'm still trying to learn how to take full advantage of that with the kids and building relationships and sharing things with them. So, again, all the kids have been really great to me. They've really, they seem to respect and listen to me when I talk, and I try to do the same thing when they talk. So.
That's great. It's definitely a two-way street, and it's really great to see a coaching staff, a full staff that is so positive and so passionate about the sport. Do you have any comments on kind of the dynamic that your whole staff from varsity, maybe even down to 7th grade, kind of the dynamic of everybody working together there?
I know for me with the middle school, the junior high coaches, I really haven't developed a relationship other than meeting them a few times, and I just came from the game, the 7th grade and halftime of the 8th grade. So watching them coach and how they approach the game, I was really pleased with tonight. And a couple of times I've seen them with Coach Roberts and Coach Stewart with the freshmen in reserve. We have again, it's an open relationship. We ask things from them. They ask things from us. Whatever we're seeing with the kids. So we seem to gel together pretty well for the short amount of time we've been together. So.
Well, like I said, it definitely shows, and the coaching staff seems unified, and everybody kind of seems together, and that's definitely a nice thing to see, because at the end of the day, these boys are leaving you guys to go out into the to the world, and so it's nice to see that, to have that unity as a coaching staff. So I won't make you speak too much more. We'll save
great.
some questions for Coach Steve.
That sounds great to me.
We appreciate you coming on,
Okay.
and we're really glad to have you. And
Coach,
glad
it's
to
good
have
to see
on
you.
the
Haven't
staff.
seen you in a while.
I know, it's been a while.
How's life with the little one?
Oh, it's amazing. He's almost 1 year old.
It's,
February 19th.
It goes so fast. Enjoy those times of just holding him
I will.
and sleeping in your arms. So.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate
Thanks a lot,
that.
Coach.
Yeah, thank
Lee,
you.
thank you.
Once again, Assistant Coach Jeff Lettrell. We will have some of the boys and have Coach Strieber on in a little bit. They are not currently here, but I think you might have some wrestling updates for us.
And it's not good news for East Clinton. Washington Courthouse defeated East Clinton in their competition in wrestling, 48-6. However, we did have, and I did not write the name down, but one of the East Clinton kids did win by pinfall in the 140-pound class. Over one of the Washington Courthouse wrestlers, so congratulations there. And now it's Hillsborough wrestling Washington Courthouse, the Blue Lions, in the finals. But it's always great competition to watch these young athletes, whether it's basketball and or wrestling or whatever the sport. It's a lot of fun to watch them go out there and compete, and as we've talked there, you've talked about with the girls and the coaches, it's you learn life lessons out of it.
That's absolutely right.
And
it's really great to see a bunch of coaches that really take the time and effort to care about the kids. And I personally get to work with the varsity wrestling coach, Coach Stalin, and 8th grade boys basketball coach, Coach Faith, and it's just been really great for my first year teaching at East Clinton to see a bunch of coaches that really care about the kids and really want to be positive role models for them.
And we have a lot of coaches that have grown up in the East Clinton school district and have come all the way up through the school system, and now are coming back as coaches and giving back and giving of their time. And coaching is a lot like teaching too. It's a teaching skill. So let's talk a little bit about your career. You played, you were at least, two sports at East Clinton?
At East Clinton, I went 4 years playing basketball and football, and then 2 years running track. I stopped running track after my sophomore year, and more to prepare for football.
Sure.
Which is something actually that I'm not recommending people do now because I'm the varsity track coach. So I'd like
Yes.
all of those kids to come out and run.
Yeah.
You know, the track program we kind of talked about last week was not very. We just, nobody really got into it. Nobody was really passionate about it, and so I hope to bring that to the program.
Yeah.
But anyway, I went, 4 years of basketball and football, and among other things.
Well, Tom South, this is going to, Rick's going to sit over there and laugh. Here we go, another self-plug or promotion. But back in the day, I ran track at East Clinton, and that was when they ran 2 mile and mile.
Is that right?
And back then, you ran a mile, then you ran a 2 mile all in the same day. And they don't do that anymore.
And did you run the mile and 2 mile?
I did. And there's a guy sitting over here at a table, and he's not paying attention. I broke his record in the mile.
Is that right?
Mr. South over there. Well, they timed it with a sundial. That's all I can remember. But, yeah, I started at sunrise, and when the sun went down, the race was over. But I can't remember. It was 6.5 to 7.
It's not a bad time.
That's not
You
bad.
could probably do that again, right?
If I had some time, I probably could maybe get 10 minutes out of it.
There you go.
I tell you, I ran, and I'm just killing time because we're waiting on Coach Strieber and the boys to get here. But I did pretty well in all the meets and everything until I got to the county tournament. And then there was a big guy from Clinton, Massey. His name is Elmer Williams. He could run backwards faster than I could run forwards. He was like 6'7", and he had great big long legs, and he would just glide around the track. And then we ran the county tournament at Wilmington College, and he just made everybody look bad. And he went on, and I think he went to the state that year. But enough about me. How do you like me now? But you see anybody over there that we might grab? I don't know if the boys are here yet, but I see
some boys
somebody
basketball
coming in.
players
Is that
coming
Clyde
through the
coming
door.
in? I don't know who it is, but it's one of the
No,
boys.
everybody else in the house is kind of.
They've had their
Avoiding
done their
eye
thing.
contact.
Oh, I think we've got some boys coming in now.
Yeah, we do.
There, I think is Clyde and Dalton. Come on, boys. We'll let them get their coats off and catch their breath a little bit, and Clyde and Dalton will come on over, and you can talk to those guys, and they're two sport guys too.
Yeah, that's right. I had them both in football as well.
Yes. And last night, I saw Dalton feed the ball to Clyde, and that's just about reverse of what happened in football. Okay, come on, boys. Bring them on over here.
They look shocked.
They look
to be
shocked.
here.
All right, everybody give a hand for Dalton Floyd and Clyde Snow. They're in the house here. All right, it's all yours, guys.
You don't want to sit by me? No. Don't be nervous. Oh, good. We got the third coming in as well, so we'll hold on and get him up here. Tell him to get his coat off and get his hat off and get up here. We only have an hour.
Come on over, Jared.
You got to pass that around. Sorry. I said you got to pass that around.
Over here, but keep you separated from those other guys.
All right, guys. How's it going? I feel like I had a hard time doing this now with you on both sides. Let me scoot back here. All right, why don't you start out, just pass the mic down, tell us who you are, tell us what grade you're in, and maybe what position you play on the basketball team.
Clyde Snow, junior, point guard.
Dalton Floyd, senior, post forward.
Jared Huff, senior, shooting guard.
Clyde Clyde going to be the spokesman for this group.
No, Dalton is.
Why don't you guys tell us a little bit about maybe like a moment or two from this season that are have kind of defined your season?
Dalton, you got anything?
These are men of many words up here. Think back. Tell me something that you're going to remember for the rest of your life as an East Clinton basketball player.
Oh, yeah, chemistry, definitely. The locker room and everything, man. It's fun with these guys.
You guys
We have a
good
lot
time?
of fun. Oh, yeah, we do.
That's good to hear. Why don't you pass that mic over to Dalton? I'll let him talk for a minute. He's not happy with me
Yeah.
about that.
And I think a good point in our season was beating Leesburg. We beat them all through our years to high school, so I think that was a big point in the season, was beating Leesburg. So.
Dalton, what's maybe like a takeaway that you've learned during basketball from Coach that maybe you'll take on with you for the rest of your life?
I know Coach Reber teaches a lot about basketball, but just how to be a good person and just off the court too. So stuff
Sounds
like
good.
that, yeah.
I'll pass this over here. Okay. It's your turn. Don't be nervous.
Too late.
What's maybe something that you would tell your underclassmen, the freshmen and the sophomores, just to prepare for the future as an East Clinton Astro on the basketball team?
Get ready to run, because Coach Luttrell likes the running, conditioning, the part. Just be ready to hustle. I mean, be a good sport on and off the court. Just be an athlete, pretty much.
What are you going to miss most about playing basketball at East Clinton?
Just the chemistry I have with these guys, the juniors, the seniors, and even the younger guys. I mean, we have a bunch of laughs on and off the court, so that's what I'm going to miss most, playing with Dalton. So, get Dalton's name in there.
Your turn. Clyde, what has kind of been your role on this team? I had the privilege of coaching all three of you on the football field, and I'm very, very happy and excited about that and ready for next year as well. But what kind of role have you taken on the basketball court?
I just spreading the ball out, getting these guys their open looks and shots, and occasionally putting up a few shots myself, and just trying to do everything I can to get the win.
Yeah, that's good. I noticed that you run the point a lot. What can you tell us about the rest of the guys on your team that has made that job a little bit easier? I myself ran point guard as a senior. I probably shouldn't have, but I did. And I know that I gave a lot of credit to the guys around me. So what can you tell me about those guys that help you run the point effectively?
I mean, these guys are athletic. They all can pretty much get the ball up the floor, so it makes my job easier as that. And these guys are good. They're good with me.
That's good to hear. You can pass that down. Sorry, you guys keep passing it around and keep talking as much as you'd like. Dalton, maybe talk about what a typical practice is like, and what are you guys trying to strive for in practice? What are you guys trying to get better at? What's the the whole feel of a practice for you guys?
Well, right now we're mainly focusing on defense and really trying to get our hands up and work on talking and help side. So that's mainly what we're working on right now. So.
And what's your next game?
Chillicothe.
And that's on Friday
Yeah,
night?
that's tomorrow night.
Chillicothe?
Yeah.
All right. And one last question for you guys. If you could just kind of tell everybody what it means to you to be an Astro.
Just going out and playing hard and just going out there and fighting, battling to the very end.
Being an Astro means a lot, man. Grew up here all my life. Rep for this school on my chest. Love this place, man. Gonna miss it.
That's great. That seems to be the common theme. Everybody's really happy about being here. Go ahead.
Just growing up here, like Clyde said, our family grew up here, so, I mean, that's an honor. Especially when your parents play sports, you want to look up to them. So just pretty amazing that you get to grow up how they grew up. So,
Jared, I know that you maybe have some pretty definite plans for after high school. Would you like to share any of your thoughts or ideas for what you might be doing after high school?
well, after high school, I plan on probably attending Wittenberg. I want to try to play some baseball and either major in education or photography, one of the two. So
That sounds great. And you guys, I know I'll pass this over to Dalton because you got another year with us at the high school. Dalton, do you have any thoughts or plans for what you might do after you graduate?
Been maybe thinking about try to play football somewhere, but I'm still kind of undecided on what I want to do right now.
Have you thought about or looked at any schools?
High Northern, Wittenberg's contacted me a little bit, but I'm still undecided right now what I want to do.
That sounds great. You know, that's not a bad place to be in. You got a little bit more time, and you know you'll get all that figured out. And Clyde, kind of the same question for you. What's your plan for after this year, and how are you going to prepare for your spring? I know that you have done a spring sport in the past, and then you've got football next year, and then basketball again next year. What's kind of your plan for after this year?
Really? I don't really know. I mean, I'm definitely going to college, I can tell you that. But I have really no idea. Get big.
Get big. That's definitely a good plan. And before I let you guys go here, I gave the girls this opportunity. I'll let you guys have the opportunity as well. Is there anything that you would like to share with everybody about Coach Strieber or Coach Lettrell? You got an audience right now. You got a microphone in front of you. You can share whatever you want. And I'll try to tell them not to run you for it. So These boys don't want to grab the mic as quick as the girls did. They grabbed it. What is Coach Strieber? Let's turn this to a more positive note. What has Coach Strieber taught you, Clyde, about how to be a better person?
He taught me never to give up. Always fight. Always keep fighting. And
those are wonderful lessons, Coach. We're going to have Coach on here in a minute. I see that he's in the building as well. These guys are going to be battling at Chillicothe tomorrow night. So hopefully we can get a good fan base out to Chillicothe. The girls are also going to be at home against Miami Trace. So we'll be trying to keep up with both teams that night. And I just want to thank all three of you guys for being with us, and enjoy your pizza, get some good food in you, and thanks for coming out.
Thanks for having me.
thank you.
Huh? You are?
Well, it has come that time. We got the varsity boys basketball coach sitting over there, and it's time to get him and put him on the spot.
That's right. And then
Come on over, Scott.
And we might have the Astro Burger Challenge coming up.
We might be able to get something going with the Astro Burger Challenge, too.
Better not let any of those guys leave yet.
I haven't seen him eating yet, so
no,
that
he hasn't
might
had
be
any food.
A chance.
How you doing, Coach?
Doing well. Coach, good to see you, man.
Thank you. Good seeing you.
Oh, you want me to talk? Okay. You got me talk. Get me start talking. We may never get out of here. But Coach, great to have you on, and great to have those young men. And we call them young men, not boys now. They're growing into young men, and they are playing hard and doing well.
They were pretty excited to be coming over here, Lee.
Well, we're awfully glad to have them. And what do you, as a coach, try to instill in your players, other than, of course, teaching basketball skills? But what do you try to instill in them as far as being young men and in the basketball program?
Well, a lot of things. You know, the Clyde mentioned, never to quit, never to give up kind of thing. And Jarrett said, be a good sport on and off the court, and you want them to be good young men, and there's three fine examples of that, of what we've got here, and that's just overall, be a good person, be good to the people around you, appreciate what you got. Again, all those things we try to instill in them, and hopefully have some fun along the way. One thing, if I can throw it in there, you got them three to talk more just in the last 5 minutes, and we've got them to talking about the last
Steve
3
got
months.
Them to talk. I had nothing to do with that, but they're pretty quiet.
They are, and that's something we're working on as a communication as a team. And
but yeah, they're good young men. They're a credit to the Astro athletic program. That's really great to see.
They are, and two seniors. That's the good and bad. The seniors 8, 9, hopefully 10, 11 games left. Depends on how we can do in the tournament. But you hate to see them come down to a close. But we've got a young nucleus of other players that they're leaving, their work ethic with, and so forth. And we've got some good stuff to build on in the future as well.
I know Dalton and Jared are both seniors. How many seniors do you have on the team?
They're the only two.
They're the only
Yep,
two.
they are the only
so
two,
you've
so.
got really mostly a younger team that will be probably around for a couple more years.
We
maybe.
do. Coach Letchell and I were talking about it just the other night. Is we think we're going to have somewhere around 14 juniors and seniors between the two groups
That's
next year, and that's excellent. That's what you want.
That helps a program when you just don't keep graduating all your starting players and all your top players every year, so you can keep a solid program going.
Yeah, we're certainly, obviously, going to miss the scoring that Dalton's brought this year. We're going to bring the intensity and the defense that Jarrett's got and some of the leadership that those guys show. But they're doing a great job of getting ready to pass that on to the other guys to follow them.
How much conditioning do you put them through? From the sound of it, it could be pretty tough, but it's all part of it.
Well, we should get Coach Letchell back up here because he kind of spearheaded that.
He was talking about them running.
We did early, and again, our first year together working in the program. Next year we'll do probably a little more of some things, a little less of others.
Right.
We try to do an all-body workout in the beginning and just get them conditioned completely. And then we did a lot of running. We did some long-distance running as well as a lot of sprints and stuff. And they'll be ready to hit that again. May, June, somewhere in that range. We'll be hitting it pretty hard.
Yeah, and Steve could probably attest to this. There's a difference in conditioning from football to basketball. I hear talking a lot about from football players getting into basketball shape. Steve, you want to talk about that with Coach Strieber?
Sure. Yeah, I think that's definitely an excellent point. A lot of the guys that you have played football, and they're in good shape for football. But what things do you kind of focus on coming from that to get them ready to run up and down the court as many times as they do?
And like you said, it's a huge difference, and you can be in great football shape, and that doesn't equate to the basketball. The football where you run a play and you've got a few seconds of recovery. Basketball, obviously, switching offense defense right away. So you get in there, their timing's a little rusty. The start stop is a little different, and that just it takes a couple weeks. People, you think, in a couple days they'll be ready, and it takes a couple weeks. And the guys that are conditioning and on the floor, you can see they're a little step quicker. The strength and so forth coming out of football has been excellent. It's just that 2-week period. It's a big adjustment for them. Those guys could tell you the same. That it takes a little bit to getting used to it and getting back into that basketball shape. And then when they leave it, then baseball is a whole different different thing as well. So.
Well, hopefully we'll get some of these guys to run track in the spring. That's what I'm hoping for.
There you go.
No, Jarrett's saying he's playing baseball. I can't get him to run track for me. We were kind of talking earlier about just both teams, with the girls varsity and the boys varsity. Kind of wish they had a little bit better record, but I know that you guys have learned a lot. You fought real hard. What kinds of things do you see happening on the floor in those games where you are successful and you do gain a lead or you do come out victorious?
And again, our record isn't where we want it to be, but the thing, this group doesn't quit. They fight. We've been down 15, 18 points before, and for the most part, you'll see to a man that they don't give up, and they're going to fight, and that's something you want to instill in them. Again, back to Lee's question, in basketball, in school, in life, in anything, give it your best until somebody, just continue to do your best. And we've learned, we know that we need to be a little more physical. East Clinton, in our previous league, it wasn't as physical a league. The SUL, it's very physical, boys, girls side, both in every sport, and we've got to get some weight training going. We've got to get that conditioning going, and our goal is to get it through the 7th grade on up, and when you get that feeding and everybody used to that kind of thing, I think we're going to compete better and better and better. But these guys, the positives that come out of it is they don't give up, and they seem to join together as a team, and that's something we've talked about is have each other's back. Play hard for each other, and win or lose whatever scoreboard is. And Coach Letchell's a lot better at that than I am. Is let's look at the progressions out. Head coach, you kind of look at the final score and see where you're at and the win-loss record. And we need to see the improvements and where we're at now. And at the end of the year, did we get better? Are we getting better as a program? And that's kind of what we want to judge and see what happens over the next couple of years.
Definitely, that sounds great. You spoke a little bit about the middle school program, and I had Coach Letchell talk a little bit about the coaching staff. I know that you guys have been together for for, a while this season. This is the first season, but you kind of had a hand selection of who you wanted, and you've thrown together a staff that I was telling Coach Luttrell looks very unified and solid. And what can you say about the future of your program with the guys you've got in place?
Well, we're real happy with who all we've got, and a majority of East Clinton, alums and people that want to get back, and get out of it, put back into it stuff that they got out of it when they were little, are coming up through the program. Hopefully we can keep that core together, and then as the varsity program down, is to be able to pass along these drills, these fundamentals that we want clear down into the Pee Wee leagues. And that way, when we run a drill as a senior, you've done that drill for 5, 6, 7, 8 years. You're bound to get better at it, and that's how you tie a really good program together. Some of the plays and so forth, varsity is going to be advanced, but the basic stuff that we do, I think, needs to be clear down, and that's our goal, is to try to implement that. I'm not a very patient guy, so I wanted that all done this year. That didn't happen. We're going to continue working on it, and hopefully we get that through all the ranks that we need to.
Well, it's great to see a staff that's all unified, and that you've got this staff that really wants to improve the program. So that's really encouraging to see, and I'm very happy about it. Speak for a minute about kind of what it means to you to be an Astro. What does this mean to you to be the boys varsity coach?
Well, and it goes back to Lee when you did the coach's corner up in the courthouse there, and it means a lot. And again, giving back to what we got out of it coming up through and playing. Coach Hooper was a big influence through my high school years and since. And it takes a ton of time. You guys know that have coached that you're putting in a lot of time, a lot of sacrifice away from family and so forth. But you want to give back to that and hopefully have these guys get that experience that you had 20 years from now. Hopefully they can be coaches or mentors to some young guys, and then you've done a really good job with that. So it's such a small community. Everybody, the backing's been tremendous. The support from the administration and Coach Marsh and Mr. Baker and the boosters and everything. It's been great, and we just hope we continue to build that, and hope that translates into some wins and some championships and league championships, a couple tournament wins, whatever that may lead to. That's our goal, is to work toward building that.
That would be great. Now, one more question for you, and I'll let you get some good food in here. But
sure.
Have you guys put any thought into off season and what you're going to start doing for next year?
Yep, we have, and good luck to some of the younger classmen that are coming through. A lot of conditioning stuff. Last year they started the 4-man workout thing. We're going to take advantage of that at all levels and see if we can't get 4 guys in to work on the fundamentals, get footwork, dribbling, passing, shooting, and if we can get the dedication, which I think we'll have, coming in, we don't need them 5 days a week. We don't want to burn anybody out, and some of them are playing baseball and track and everything else. But if they can get in a day or 2 a week and progress that all the way through the summer, get to the open gyms, play with the guys you're going to play with, and really instill that kind of stuff, again, that's just going to make your success level go up at whatever level these guys are playing at. So.
And once again, the boys are at Chillicothe tomorrow night, correct?
Correct.
And we send our luck with them, and hope you guys bring back a win for us.
Well,
and it's been really great to have you on the show. We appreciate your time, appreciate the effort you put in with the boys and your staff, and we look forward to the rest of the season.
Well, we sure appreciate you guys letting us come here in Charlie's Place for hosting this. There's a lot bigger crowd in here than I expected, and I think the boys walking up the window were a little intimidated by that, but we sure appreciate them having it, and Lee, appreciate everything you guys do, and Stephen, thanks for having us here.
Thank you very much. Oh, one more question.
Have you ever ate an Astro burger?
I have not eaten an Astro burger.
Would you or you want to select one of your players to take we do every week we do an Astro Burger challenge.
I saw that, Lee.
Okay.
I think you got defeated in the last one I saw, didn't you?
You had to bring that up, didn't you? And Jeremy's not here to defend, and so I do need somebody to take up the challenge against me, or you can select somebody you want to challenge, or you can select somebody on one of your players to participate. It doesn't matter. If we get one, we could get one of the girls and one of the guys.
I don't know if that'd be a great idea with games tomorrow. But
basically, you got games tomorrow night. That might be a little tough, but. Somebody made the suggestion of you and Coach Gerber challenging each other.
Coach Luttrell's got a pretty tight rein on my
he's
food
in
intake
charge
and my
of your
training,
diet?
so
Okay.
he keeps a pretty close eye. And I'm not sure an Astro Burger would be in that. So
well, is
if
there
I can
anybody
bow
out there
gracefully on that one? I think I'll bow out. So.
Well, Who wants to challenge me to eat an Astro burger tonight? We'll take anybody, whoever.
I saw Shan just jump up. Is she coming over?
Yeah, she's coming over. Yeah, come on over. We got to find somebody, because I know Steve Sodini probably couldn't eat an Astro burger. Dalton's looking at. We don't want him to be too sluggish on the floor tomorrow night.
Lee, I did see Coach Bronner walk in. He's the administrator of our traveling league. I don't know if he came in for the Astro Burger Challenge or not, but I do see him over in the corner there.
He probably doesn't know he came in for the Astro Burger Challenge.
He could find out real quick.
We could find out. Well, let's see if we can do that. I'll let you go make an arrangement or two while we talk a little bit here on the sports show. And once again, it's just a pleasure to have all these East Clinton alumni on the coaching staff here at East Clinton. It's great to have them come back and give back and be a part of things. Steve.
It definitely is. And like I said before, you can just tell that both of those head coaches are just very passionate, and it has rubbed off on their players.
And not only coaches coming back, but we have people like Robin Luck and you and other people that have came and went from East Clinton, and now they're back in the school system, and it's great to have them all. So we may not get the Astro Burger Challenge on here. I don't know. We're trying to get somebody in here. So
I don't know if they've got them prepared for us yet.
I don't know. All right. Well, somebody needs to get us some Astro Burgers. Are you ready for this, Mike? We're ready. We're going to do something.
All right, what do you want on?
Just like last time, pickle, lettuce, tomato, no anchovies.
No anchovies.
I tried to get Jeremy to eat anchovies on his last week.
He wouldn't do
have
it.
that. I don't. And you were the only supporter I had.
was
in the whole
cheering for
crowd.
that. See, that's why I can't compete against you tonight. I was cheering for you last week.
You know, because you were my only supporter. I don't know who's going to step up, but we got to have somebody.
Surely somebody in the house wants to eat an Astro Burger.
Somebody in the house. I know Brad Snow is already ate, so he'd be an easy candidate for me to beat on.
You'd win. You'd win for sure.
But, well, anyway, let's run down some things here. Charlie's Place has a special this week. You can get an extra large, I think it's a single topping pizza, and you get the breadsticks, and you get a 2-liter for $17.50. They also have a brand new chicken barbecue pizza, and that sounds pretty doggone good. And they've got some other specials. Give them a call, and you want to read off those phone numbers for us?
Yep, 584-9632 and 584-9634. Call Charlie's Pizza and get your order in right away.
Absolutely. So gtvr.net. I told him, Tom, I told him about me breaking your track record. You didn't mind me telling him that, did you? Okay. Tom South over there. Yeah. And so I don't know where we're going to get anybody for the Astro Burger Challenge. I think everybody's shy. We have all the players and coaches that are in training, and nobody wants to do that very much. But I'll tell you what, it has been a lot of fun. A great pleasure to have you with us here tonight. Let's talk a little bit about those gals that were here. I believe it's Hannah Barnes, Maria Bond, and Stephanie Habermill, along with Coach Steve Gerber, and we had Clyde Snow, Dalton Floyd, and Jarrett Huff from the boys team, and of course Coach Luttrell and Coach Strieber. So we've had a big night.
It has been a lot of guests on the show tonight.
Do you have any parting thoughts here tonight?
I really do not. I'm very grateful that you asked me to host with you, and I'm glad to be a part of what's going on here.
You are welcome here anytime. Any Thursday night we'll be here, and we will be glad to have you come back anytime. I think Jeremy's planning to be back next week, but you're welcome to be here.
Well, I appreciate that very much.
And once again, we're going to be winding things up here, but we just thank you so much for watching and being a part of the East Clinton Sports Show here at Charlie's Place, Sabina, Ohio. It is such a wonderful time to be here. And Our next broadcast will be next Tuesday, if the big snowstorm doesn't roll in. We'll
right.
be next Tuesday night at East Clinton, and I believe that might be Clinton Massey, if I am correct. Yes, it is February 4th, Clinton Massey at East Clinton, and then we'll be back here Thursday night for the sports show. Hopefully it'll be the Buck Carter tribute, and then February 8th we have the girls for senior night. That'll be a week from Saturday, so our next Saturday. All right, let's wrap it up. I'm Lee Hendee and
Steven Sodini.
And we thank you for joining us on the East Clinton Sports Show on gtvr.net.